For the past 6 years, at the end of every year, we faced the trouble of possibly closing down the school because of lack of funds.
شو كنا عم نفكر نعمل حملة تبرع بحيث إذا صار مشكلة بالمستقبل هو لا.
So, how are you doing?
A little stressed. There's like pressure to launch the nonprofit and then emails and then meetings. It's just a lot. I will have a whole week where I'm on go mode and then I'll hit like a bump in the road and I'm like, I cannot do anything. But at the end of the day, I always find a reason to get out there again.
I've been talking to a graphic designer about creating safe space posters to hang up in classrooms, and she already has a draft.
Oh wait, I really like that.
I didn't want the rainbow aspect to be so obvious because this is Utah.
I don't know how the teachers are gonna react. I don't know how the students are gonna react that are conservative. I'm just hoping that it's gonna be valuable to some teachers.
Conversion therapy kills.
Two parties that could potentially form government and ban this practice.
Now we have to do the actual fighting.
If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't
These problems are not just problems, they're my lived experience.
If they really did love all of God's children, they would take these policies away.
It's difficult to balance the fear that you have and the freedom that you aspire to have.
Donald Trump has got to go! This is about lives. This is about your life, my future children's lives.
I would love for our world leaders to take responsibility and do something.
This is actually gonna change something.
I know my sexuality was not a choice. Madam Speaker, we are not broken and we do not need to be fixed.
Every child in Nigeria should be protected at all costs.
We do not want to become a lost generation.
I think going back to Sweden now, it's not just that I'm going there to live a comfortable life, but I have more of a goal, which also relates to the work that we do here. And leaving my mom, that's the thing. I don't leave my mom, I just stop seeing her, but that's not leaving. Because we don't just share the mom and son relationship, we share our core values as well. So in a sense, we're still connected in a higher level.
شو اسمه انا بعمل تشيك ان برا بعدين بقطع المهم شو بقطع الحدود بعدين بعمل تشيك ان الامن منيح طلعنا بكير معنا
نفس الشيء.
لا اكيد ابسولتلي مو تمشيط شعري لا هاي بجوز منتقد ايدي شد العصب معنا امبارح وايمت حسيت حالي عبقاقه كثير وقت كنت قاعد مع مين
شو دخل ليش
مع الفريق
تحكي بالإ؟
ما بحكي بالإ ابدا ما بحكي بالإ
لا ويقول لي يوم ده شو لا تبكون ان شاء الله بدكم تبكون.
ما بكت
ما بكت مي عايز تصفط علي.
باي باي.
Yeah, this is goodbye. It's been a very quick but very nice trip, so here we go. And still waiting for the flight. That's good, but usually Syrians have to come a bit early to check in because it takes a while because they ask a lot of questions. Just got into the flight.
Breaking news out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Announcing the grand jury's decision regarding the Breonna Taylor case.
According to Kentucky law, the use of force by Mattingly and Cosgrove was justified to protect themselves. This justification bars us from pursuing criminal charges in Miss Breonna Taylor's death.
The police officer got charged not for her death, but for 3 bullets going into the neighbor's house.
They can charge him for that, but not killing somebody?
Yeah, that's how this society goes sometimes when it comes to black people.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to come on here and talk, kind of just like mind dump about the Breonna Taylor case and talk about the decision that the grand jury made. I clearly have no words here. It's really frustrating as a Black American to see absolutely no justice for a woman who was innocent, sleeping in her own home. Police raided her house, as we all know, shot her 4 or 5 times. She was an EMT. She was gonna be a nurse. She was gonna go out there and help people. If white people were being killed left and right for doing nothing, the whole world would be in shackles. Like, do you not understand the oppression? Do you not understand anything?
My mom gave me advice to talk to an administrator named Cody Colvin. He works in the Salt Lake City School District, and he is going to give me some insight on how I can pass out posters. Hi!
How are you, Savannah?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Oh, that's great to
I'm
hear.
excited to be here.
Me too. I hope to ask for some advice from Cody on how I can best talk to teachers when handing them the posters.
Tell me a little bit what's going on.
I'm planning on making posters for my district and handing them out to teachers with a no promo homo repeal letter. Just being like, hey, you want to put these up and make a safe place for students within the classroom? So that's what I'm planning on doing right now. And I was told that you could give me some great advice on how I could really hand these out and just overall everything.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, what has led you to this point in where you feel like the posters and like this information about the repeal of the no promo homo policy is really necessary in your space? If that maybe can also help guide some of my advice that I have for you.
Okay, so there's a lot of homophobia and transphobia within my school. You can go around the hallways and hear people say all types of slurs. Like you can hear the F slur said constantly. I've noticed that a lot of my teachers are very Mormon, and you don't know how they stand with the queer community. So you don't know who's considered a safe place or someone that you can go to about bullying issues or just feeling unsafe within your home.
Okay, so you're going to create these posters, you're going to hand them out. Is this something that you're thinking of doing as far as like yourself, or do you have like a group or a GSA that's looking to kind of help co-create and deliver these flyers?
I have a GSA at my school, and we're planning on doing a meeting tomorrow, just talking about the posters and just like talking about how we're going to deliver them to our school.
Do you have a big group that like attends and is pretty consistent?
We don't. There's actually a lot of issues that the club has right now. My school considers it a political club, so we're not allowed to have any funding or have legitimate members.
So they've politicized your identity?
Yes.
Have they provided any rationale as to why queer identities are political?
They said it's because we're trying to stop them from using certain words that go against their beliefs. So by going against a belief, you're considering it a political type of thing.
We have some work that we're going to work on with that one in the future. That could be on your list of things to do, because I don't agree with that. I don't actually think it's right. And that poster, what I love about it is it becomes kind of this legal binding document. I challenge you as GSAs, even if you each try to get it to 2 teachers, you know, you can each talk about your teachers so you're not overlapping and everyone going to the same one. But if everyone could get 1 or 2 and invite them to come to the commitment, what if you had 10 or 15 educators the first time, right?
Yeah.
Because really, it's not super risky, but they perceive it as risky, even if they want to do the right thing.
I think that's a lot of the homophobia stems off of ignorance. in my district because I think it's because of the Mormon religion.
I don't want to mislead you to say that education will solve everything. There will be people that won't be receptive, and they're going to use their religious beliefs, and they're going to use their ideologies as to why what you're doing should not enter that space. Educators are legally bound to intervene when there's bullying, harassment of any kind in any school in Utah. Districts do not want the fear of legal action taken against them.
Yeah.
However, sometimes when it's people's lives at stake, when it's such toxic environments, sometimes we have to disrupt a little. Radical change does take radical people, right, to do it. So hopefully you'll be that radical change that the school will need. I think this poster just feels like a really good start.
With handing them out to teachers, should I give a briefing on what the no promo homo repeal is?
Yeah, I mean, I think a little statement of a couple sentences
Yeah.
to kind of let them know what the premise is. You know, maybe did you say you're meeting with the GSA club tomorrow?
Yes, I'm meeting with the GSA club to talk about this all tomorrow.
Not every person is maybe as comfortable as you publicly speaking and getting out there.
Yeah.
So what will make them feel the most comfortable to step in front of this adult who may or may not be accepting of this and say a few words? So when you give them the preparation, they at least have that to rely on, a few talking points if they get very nervous.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you so much for your advice. This has helped me a lot.
Awesome, Savannah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cody was talking about how I was a very powerful voice within my community and how me being a student is very important to talk about these issues that teens and teachers really have to go through. This is something that Cody brought up, that teachers are really scared and they're going to be looking for those opportunities but never going to take them unless it's put right in front of them. So I think I'm doing a powerful moment and I have a powerful voice and I'm doing an important job. So I guess I'm empowered by speaking up and talking about these issues that are within the school system, but it is quite sad that I'm the one that has to make that change.
Today I'm heading to meet my sister. My sister's just a little bit older than me, 2 years older than me. We are pretty close. We've lived together for a very long time before she moved to live with her partner. Today I'm gonna just go see her, catch up on things. Yeah, just generally see how things are going. Sweta! We have very different personalities. I grew up very talkative and she grew up somewhat quiet, not very quiet. That also translated into our political life. I find myself to be very political, however, she stays out of politics wherever she can choose to. I can inform her on what's going on in New Zealand politics and she can just fill me in with what's happening with our family.
Mummy, kitna baje kaam finish kari?
I think she finishes like mummy ke kaam khatam hue I think about 4 or 5.
खा तुम
Where are you going?
यहाँ बैठा है नीचे तो लॉकडाउन इतना दिन तुम घरे रहा तो जाओ भी घूमो
Well, lockdown के बाद मैं गया दादी दादी घर गया
हाँ
and then फिर पूजा के कारण से मिस तो जाए because फिर Saturday के election night भी है.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, so हम लगे हमें wait करे पूरे like election results की खातिर and then like see if we got the results we wanted.
तो मम्मी कुछ बोले नहीं है तुम जो बिजी रहता पॉलिटिक्स ला और फिर तुम अब स्पीच वीच ला कुछ देखिस नहीं है
मम्मी सब चीज देखे but like मम्मी कुछ बोले नहीं she just minds her own business kind of thing.
So I was thinking कि like your speeches are really good and stuff so she obviously hasn't seen everything she's just got an idea of it. How about dad?
Oh तो कुछ नहीं बोले like I don't think he sees a lot of this stuff.
They just don't want you to be like too exposed to everything because I understand ulan sapna wo cheez kare Sometimes when I like listen to your speeches and stuff, then I know that you're gonna get hate for that. So I get kind of nervous for you. And then sometimes when I see comments on some of your Facebook posts, there's people in your comments that are like really getting rude and then calling you all these sorts of things and saying go back to your country.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. So I feel what mom's feeling sometimes.
Yes, sometimes the best thing you can do is just be like, fuck off, like in the comment section. That's what I write.
She's on your Facebook, so obviously she sees it too, but I know that you're quite bold and you can just say whatever you... For us, like, we get nervous, we can't say anything.
I've been like in this...
For a while now.
Yeah, in this political scene for a long time, so I'm used to it and it's like not affecting me. When I started at Youth Parliament with my speech to ban conversion therapy, I think there was an entire month of people just sending me death threats. And there were people actually trying to physically intimidate me to stop. There are many risks that come with being outspoken about the rights of queer people. And I hear this, and I can't remember who said the quote, and it's, your silence will not save you. Hamong niusan make na was saat salsa chetai, but because hamong ke pas right visa nahi hai.
Hamon vote nahi
sakta kare. But like uchin mummy और पापा खातिर भी hamong vote nahi sakta kare. So naturally हम लोग like उतना interest नहीं दिखाएं.
True. Residency label होएगी से, so we could do all of that, but then हम realized कि you still gotta wait like 2 years till the permanent residency gets stamped, and then you can. So that I didn't know that, so I just found out about that.
Yeah, हमें लगे और because हम vote नहीं सकता करे, we have to make sure that when everyone else votes, along like अपन दिमाग में रखे कि there are people who can't vote and like vote for them as well.
Yeah, true.
We know कि immigrant experiences and cases, then when we vote, हम लोग के दिमाग में ये सब चीज रही.
I'm really proud that you're doing all of that. खाओ तुम कुछ तब.
अरे हम क्या खाएगा? ऐसे खाए के मेरे मुंह में सब चीज निकल जाएंगे.
Hello. So, I just come back. Well, I actually arrived. Yesterday. I don't know how to feel now because I literally slept for 17 hours and I woke up thinking that I'm in one day and I just realized I'm on a different day. But just a note: I hate the weather here. So now I'm going to catch up with my friend Cornelius. It's been a while.
What have you been up to?
Other than going to Lebanon. It's been very weird going back there now. Because I don't know how much you know about the situation there, but...
A little bit. I know the explosion in Beirut.
Yeah, exactly. And after the explosion, the economical situation is trash. It feels like people not just on survival mode, like trying to survive the day. It feels like they're almost dead, you know? It feels like it's the end, you know? It's very apocalyptic. We were thinking about, the plan was that we want to do like a fundraiser. But instead of having it for things that already happened, we're going to have it for something that might happen in the future. Because the situation is only going to get worse.
Like be prepared for the crisis.
Yeah, exactly. But for me personally, yes, it frustrates me for me to be here because I feel like I escaped, you know, I've ran away. When the situation got very bad, I ran away. And a lot of people there, a lot of the people that I work with cannot run away. Like they cannot just book a flight and come to Sweden because they don't have residencies like I do. But that's just me because I've been there, I've lived there. And that's also actually one of the reasons why my mom doesn't want to come here, because she doesn't want to feel that she's running away from the problems and leaving people behind.
You don't think that now you're in Sweden, you can get like more help than being there?
No, I totally agree. I do think, and I just don't think I have like the physical proof for it, that I'll more likely be able to help while I'm here than while I'm there. Or I am helping more while I'm here than while I'm there.
Bye, Mom.
Bye. See you guys. Bye. Have fun at school. It's like exhausting. doing all the work that we're doing and like nothing is getting done at all. Like literally, how can they justify it?
I know.
And like with the Breonna Taylor stuff right now, basically the grand jury just said like, you know, we believe our cops are innocent, pass it on to the feds. And the person who's in charge of all of that, the head of justice, William Barr, literally thinks that Black Lives Matter is a terrorism act. So therefore, there's never going to be justice for that situation. There's never going to be justice for Breonna Taylor.
There's a lot of complicity. I mean, our president hasn't even spoke about the issue at all. How come he's not speaking about what's happening?
He said it's a hate movement. They all believe that it's a hate movement. How are we demanding justice? How is that hateful? Because basically, I think killing someone is pretty hateful to me. That's what it sounds like.
They actually put charges out, but the charges that they put out were basically
nothing related to Breonna at all.
Yeah.
And the most time that officer can get is like a year, like 1 to 5 years for that charge. That is not enough justice. And those other 2 cops are still on paid leave. That's what makes me so mad is like they're literally getting paid to sit here while the entire, not even just the entire nation, but the entire world.
That's how our justice system has been working for so many years, Tiana.
Shouldn't be called a justice system if no one's getting justice.
Well, you gotta, it's tough, it's hard. I understand you have the fight in you, the struggle. You're looking for positive change.
Yeah.
You know, everything that I've done in my life, everything that my dad's done, you know, I mean, he grew up in San Francisco during the...
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad. He was in the Black Panther movement in the early 70s and late 60s, early 70s. He tried to do what was best for the community, you know? Back then, they used to give food out, you know, look out for, you know, everyone in the community. It's not one situation. I mean, there was a guy called Rodney King, a motorist who was driving in Los Angeles, and the police, they were caught beating this man. They literally beat him an inch of his life.
Rodney King?
Yes. And when it happened, there was a trial. The officers actually were tried, but they were acquitted of all wrongdoing. And man, it sent an uproar throughout the community. It made everyone upset. Everyone was mad. We didn't know what to do or what to say. At the time, I was a college student at San Jose State, so we organized a protest. We organized with my fraternity and fight oppression, you know, the struggles that we go through. You know, things that you feel and the things that are going on now, it didn't just start.
I know, it's literally generational. Like, I keep saying, like, I feel like you didn't necessarily teach me anything. Like, I didn't know anything about my culture, like, the struggles of, like, being a Black American. I just kind of had to, like, figure it out.
Yeah, I know. I really didn't say anything to you. I mean, you didn't even know that, you know, I was an activist myself.
Exactly.
You didn't even know any of those issues, but, you know, activism is either in you or it's not.
Most Black kids have that conversation, like, because you're Black, you know, you have to be careful around cops. And I feel like I didn't get that.
There are 2 ways to learn, the easy way and the hard way. The easy way is I tell you. The hard way is...
But I would have liked a heads up.
Yeah, I apologize for that. That's my fault. Parenting is difficult, you know? You won't get everything.
Yeah.
You can't give your child everything. You know, we make mistakes. We make mistakes in thinking that we're protecting you by not telling you. And I apologize for not telling you and not showing you and not, you know, but the things that we've done, I've, you know, tried to give you a sense of culture, a sense of understanding, a sense of caring about who you are, you know. You understand that you're, you know, a beautiful woman with a strong perspective. You have an education and you have a thought, and you also have a mind to do what's right, you know. And that's what's the best thing is. Lead with love. If you lead with love, it will conquer all evil. You know that, you know, and that's what I try to do as a father, is just raise you with love, raise you with all the good things, you know, that make you who you are.
Yeah.
Deal?
Okay.
I love you.
Love you too.
Okay,
Hi, so my mom just picked me up from school and I heard the really crazy cool news that the posters are ready. Yay! I'm super excited. Check it out. Oh my goodness. Ah, these are super cute. So we're going to have our first GSA meeting of this year. There's Aiden, Allie, and Cameron that are going to be there and a couple of other people. I really hope that we're gonna be able to make change, and I know that's what all of the kids in GSA want. Yeah, this is the first GSA meeting.
We did it.
I know, right?
The 6 of us.
So I know that some of you may have not heard of the idea yet, but for the GSA this year, something that we want to implement as a campaign is we want to give posters, these ones that say it's a safe place, to teachers so they can hang them up in their classroom.
Imagine not having that up on your room.
I know. We give it to someone like, no, thank you.
They're like, I need to switch out of this class now.
If you don't click with the teacher, then you're not gonna click with the class. You're not gonna get the stuff. You know? So
exactly. If it's not a safe place. So what I've all called you here today to talk about is handing these to our teachers. There's 8,000 teachers in our district. So,
oh man.
It's going to be a journey.
It's worth it.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was about to say. It's worth it. Yeah. So, on that topic, we're going to be making sentences. So if you're a little bit more shy or don't know what to say to a teacher that will probably not be accepting of this poster, how we can almost direct it in a different way, being like, hey, this is how you can support queer youth. If you're looking for an opportunity to support kids, this is what you can do. Okay, hi, my name is, I'm a part of the GSA club.
Yes, with the GSA. And I would like to know if you would want to hang this sign up, and then you tell them what the sign is for. Or poster, or whatever it is.
Okay, when bringing up the poster, should we bring up specifically the no promo homo repeal and explain it to them? Or should we bring up the designing thing, or both?
Both.
Okay.
And if they have any questions, we'll answer them.
I think it's important to explain what it is first before asking them to hang it up in their classroom. So I found it very important to have the first line that says, hi, my name is blank with the GSA. Each ring stands for a marginalized group within America and our school. The inner ring represents the trans community, the middle ring represents the people of color, and the outer ring represents the queer community.
I mean, if we want to make it sound more professional, I would take out queer and then put LGBTQ+. It will provide a context in saying, don't use queer. Because you don't want to hand them that word. You don't want to throw that word out there and then it's in their brain and then them saying it. You know what I mean? Could just use minorities. Yeah, minorities within our community.
The letter on the back explains how in 2017, teachers have the right to talk about LGBTQ topics within the classroom. So I would love if you would hang up this in your on your whiteboard.
In your classroom.
I would love if you hang it up.
Visibly in the classroom.
Visibly hang this up in your classroom and outwardly, how should we say support the queer community? Just support
the gay community.
Yeah, okay. So I would love if you hang this up in your classroom and show that you support LGBTQ+ students.
Savannah, question for us less out and less proud, less aggressive, let's say. More, how do I deal with teachers going, no?
That's actually a really good question. Standing up a front, you don't really want to push this on the teachers because it really is their place if they want to say that they support the queer community or not. So just having a face-to-face and being like, okay, thank you for your time. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Or not. And also it's well, now you know.
And
it's
also, if you think about it, they might educate themselves afterwards, or they might not know about it at all. So we might cause a chain reaction by going to every teacher and bringing these to them. And once we have a lot of teachers gaining these poster boards, it might just cause a pandemic of gay.
The gay pandemic.
Today I'm going to do my first ever virtual fundraiser. Because of COVID, we can't have a big event. So instead we're having a small virtual fundraiser because that's the only way we can raise money right now. And to be honest, I have no idea how it's gonna go or how much money we'll be able to raise. But it's gonna be a very good practice and you gotta start somewhere. Welcome to this fundraiser. I think what we're gonna start with is a small video about the school. Here we go. In the end of 2013, actually, we started Gharsi School. It was originally in a tent, in a refugee camp. However, Gharsi as it is today has been born in the beginning of 2014. We tried to alleviate the multiple hardships the Syrian refugee have to go through, specifically the children and the women. Now we have 500 women and adolescent girls who benefit from our work in Lebanon.
I had a question for all of you, I guess. What do you guys actually need?
The main necessities is for us to cover the transportation for the children, because that's the first thing that we're usually hit by, because the buses will still ask to be paid in the same paying that they used to do. Other than that is equipment. That includes copy books, pencils, pens, like schools equipment specifically. And then of course, financial support to buy the books. Our priority for the fundraiser and generally is donations, as in financial donations. Thank you. Bye-bye. Almost 30 people showed up and we've been able to raise almost 500 euros. And even though that's not much comparing to how much we need, it was definitely a good start.
Today I am going to meet Lourdes. Lourdes and I are good friends. We met at Youth Parliament when neither of us were eligible to vote. And now she's running for Parliament and she's just 18.
Hello. What we're doing is we're just checking in and making sure that people have know that voting is open, and if they need any help with finding their boozer when they're open, because some of them are open at funky hours or they change, like one day is different to the rest of them, which is a bit inconvenient. So I think that's the main point to get through.
Well then, do you want me to sign it off as myself?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just be like, Shaneel. I just wrote that so that people knew that I was the candidate and not just some random person with a Greens email.
All right, so I can help you write these.
Yes.
And these are for your campaign, essentially.
And we're going to Monarewa markets in the morning. We're going to go just talk to people, have good conversations.
This is your first time running.
Yeah.
This is what? The first time you are eligible to run because you're 18.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, yeah. My plan isn't really to get into Parliament, it's to make sure that our voices are affected. And then if you look at the political space, be like, oh my gosh, she's 18 and she's brown and she's Pacifica and she's Maori. Like, maybe I have a say on this. Maybe I can stand up. That's the whole sort of like, that's what I'm going for. That's the goal.
There is a space for young people in politics. Politics does not need to be toxic or about a personality contest. It is about people and it is about real causes. And Lourdes really has a heart for the people. She gives me hope and I'm grateful that she is running for Parliament.
Okay, so this is me and Allie, and we are laminating some of these posters. Like, look at this. We got 2 of them going, and it's definitely cutting the time. Like, we already have, like, about 80, probably. Like, look at how good these are turning out. And they're really warm. They're really warm. They're like hot when you take them out. So, yeah. Why laminating is so important for these posters is if we just give a slip of paper to the teachers, it almost makes it disposable. If it gets dirty or if it gets torn, they're just going to throw it away. So if we make it laminable, then that means they'll be able to clean it. It just makes it reusable and less throwable, I guess. We're doing great, and we already got a lot done, so progressive. Okay, so it's me and Cameron. We're here about to pass out the posters for the school. Ooh, look at how fancy they look. We were just able to laminate actually quite a few hundred, so hopefully we have enough for all of our teachers. I'll see you guys soon. We'll give you some videos and we'll keep you updated. I like that room. The GSA handed out posters today, and I'm actually really surprised with the turnout that we had. We were able to get a lot of teachers to say yes to hanging up the posters. Some of them did decline getting a poster, but most of them immediately even went and just put them up on their wall. And that makes me very proud of my community. It also makes me feel very like warm and fuzzy because it means I have a safe space and I know which teachers I can go to and feel supported by.
هلو
هلو
كيفك؟ فيك تجربي تميلي الكاميرا منيحة، فيك بس تجربي تميلي الكاميرا بالعرض؟ أيوة ممتاز رائع. هلا قاعد عم أرجل العسل جبته من المطار، بس عم أرجل برا البيت لأنه بتعرفي بالبيت ممنوع، فمشان نحن مشان القوانين وكذا. عملنا الفندريزر اليوم.
والله شو الأخبار؟ كيف؟
منيحة يعني ما حد اجا شخصيا، ما حد اجا، بس كان في شيء 25 شخص انضموا اونلاين. هو انا هاي قلته بالفندريزر، قلته بالفندريزر لان انا مو رحت الاسبوع الماضي فقلت لي حكيت لي انه الوضع سيء كثير وعم بيروح من سيء لأسوأ، فهلا بدنا نشوف.
بس مشان يعني كمان ما بعرف اذا انت في فرصه تحكي مدى ثانيه او شيء، بس وضع التعليم للسوريين صار اسوء كثير. الازمه الاقتصاديه قدموا انه الازمه الاقتصاديه هي اثرت
على اللبنانيه، فصاروا يروحوا من المدارس الخاصه على الرسميه، مما يعني انه السوريين ما عاد ايوه مما يعني انه السوريين ما عاد فين يروحوا على المدارس الرسميه. بس حسيت بالانتماء، بس الوضع بلبنان بيخرج. الوضع بلبنان بيخرج، يعني كثير في اشياء تغيرت.
كثير الاسعار فظيعه امبارح.
عيني ليكي انا اللي بلشت تمطر عندي كثير فبجوز فوت لجوا. طيب نحكي قريبا. عايزه شيء عيني؟
سلامتك يا روحي.
باي. I think surviving war and living through war have taught us that to not care at all about the future. Unpredictable catastrophes can destroy everything that you wish that you would be able to do, no matter how smart or how educated you are. I mean, my hopes for the future, I'm not on a quest to change the world because I don't believe the world is capable of changing. I'm on a quest to make today happy for some people who I met in Lebanon. And if I can make it for more people, I would be happy too. مرحبا. يلا. One of the main lessons that I've talked about until today, that refugees do it beautifully, which is reclaiming your identity and reclaiming your reality. No matter what was imposed on us, no matter what identities or realities that has been imposed on us as refugees, in most cases we were able to reclaim them as our own and use it for our own benefit. And I have not learned that through my parents. I have not learned that through anyone else except the refugees who lived in way worse conditions than I did. And that for us is a kind of a superpower.
Lotus and I have some exciting things planned. Today we are going around the city putting up some banned conversion therapy posters.
Oh look, racism.
The Green Party has been fundamental to trying to ban conversion therapy in New Zealand. That is, they released a policy to ban conversion therapy. And we absolutely need them in Parliament if we are going to hold the Labour Party to account. Let's take a selfie with you. Come here. First proper one up outside.
How does that feel?
I feel powerful. Like I'm gonna ban conversion therapy.
Yeah. Do it. Just be like, sorry, that's not allowed anymore. What are they gonna do?
Me policing every shop owner. The Green Party.
Yes.
Always had a policy to ban conversion therapy.
Yeah, for a while now.
Over 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Labour Party,
just now,
after lobbying for more than 2 years, have released a policy to ban conversion therapy.
Yeah.
Just before election.
Yeah, and a lot of people think it is just a political move, but I think what that does is it discredits a lot of the work that you've been doing and a lot of other people on the ground who have been asking Labour to do this for a very long time.
I think it's really important for us to recognise then is that the Green Party always got ahead of it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
exactly.
Labour Party has followed them.
Yeah.
That kind of tells me that we need the Green Party to encourage Labour to do that work.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been saying. It's like a Green Party heart of the government. So obviously it's a bit ambitious to say that we would get the majority, but we definitely want a lot of strong Green influence, especially over Labour, because we know Labour can get there. They just need to be shoved a little bit.
I think Green is the key to holding them accountable.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Get any of that work done. What do you think is going to happen if the National Party wins and governs with ACT?
I think it's just dangerous for not only people who are victims of conversion therapy or potential victims of conversion therapy, it's dangerous for anyone who's in a community that is a minority. There are so many dangerous things that National and ACT have said they will do that removes any of the protections that look after these people. My priority is to get people enrolled, first of all, because that's a bare minimum to engage with the system.
What we acknowledge is that the Labour Party is necessary for the Greens to be in government. What we also know is that the Labour Party has great ideas, but they do not always deliver for the most vulnerable. The Greens have always taken the lead, and that's what we need in a government where the Green Party can say, this is what we want done, and you guys have to come on board.
Yeah, awesome. Bye. Awesome. See you later.
Today is the Women's March for Our Rights, hosted by Women's March of San Francisco, and I'm feeling pretty stressed just knowing that we're running late, and this week I've just been extremely drained. Jayla, are you coming?
Hurry up, we have to go, like shoes, come on.
In recent events, there's been a lot of things that reminded me what even got me started in activism and made me want to get back onto the front lines, including the grand jury's decision on the Breonna Taylor case, just watching the presidential debates and understanding that there's so many things at stake with this election.
Bye.
Okay.
Since back. Front.
Every time we leave the house, it's the same thing. I've had like 4 anxiety attacks this week. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I've been so stressed. You have no idea. I just know Sophia and I was supposed to be very early to do hold the banner, but I'm from the East Bay, so we drove a while.
Get drove and then just jump on down to the front of the line. You'll see
Okay.
where the banner is. Get down there and hold it.
Okay. I've had 3 anxiety attacks in the past 7 days, and that doesn't happen normally unless I'm like really stressed and really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna go out there and make sure I am fighting for my rights. I'm so sorry. It is really important that I am at the front lines of this protest leading, because it is so important that we're empowering young Black women as well as all women. We need to be making sure that we are represented coming into this election and making sure that our voices are heard just as well as everybody else's is.
No KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump. No KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump. No KKK, no fascist USA. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey,
everything that's happened this week. I'm feeling so empowered. I'm feeling so reset. Like I'm ready to go out and like make some change.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! What do we want? Justice! What do we want it now? What do we want? Justice! What do we want it now?
Just inspired by all the amazing people out here, and if anything, found a lot of motivation today. I'm gonna be doing more protests. I'm not gonna stop fighting. Nothing's gonna stop me, and I'm gonna continue to keep fighting for my rights.